Hello everybody, this is your old friend Archie City, and today I'll be watching and reacting to all the intros from Soap. If you don't remember Soap, you really should go back and watch it. It was a sitcom parody of soap operas. Soap operas are a dwindling genre now. I mean, of course you have your All My Children and your Erica Kanes and what have you. But really, I feel like the reality, the housewives thing has now replaced that. It doesn't matter. Katherine Hellman, the guy from Empty Nest, his name escapes me now. It'll come to me when I'm watching this. And Billy Crystal in his first big role. What are we waiting for? Let us watch all the intros to Soap. Oh, she looks great. She really looks fantastic.
Two sisters.
Oh,
Jessica Tate.
Delightful. She's
Mary
always
Campbell.
old to me, but that's because that's how she was
Jessica
portrayed.
lives in a neighborhood known as Rich.
Neighborhood
Jessica
of
likes
Rich.
life.
Isn't that a
The
biting
only thing
parody of
about life
class
she would
warfare?
change, if she could,
A lot of
is that she would settle
expository
on
things
music.
going on here, which is fine ultimately.
The Tates
Robert
have more
Guillaume,
secrets than they do
of course,
money.
of Benson fame. How could I forget?
We're approaching Mary Campbell's house.
Yeah, you get the nice lay of the land. It
Mary,
was
too,
really
likes
an
life.
expansive,
There's
complex show. There's Billy Crystal.
As
Look
you
at how
can see,
young, how
the
he's
Campbells don't have
pretending
nearly
he's
as much money
trying
as the
to
Tates.
butter his bagel.
They do,
in a
however, have as many secrets.
Yeah. Secrets. You see what I'm saying? That's what he's indicating there, and it's a little
These
on type.
questions and many others will be answered on the
Great
next
freeze
episode
frame
of
by Robert Guillaume.
Soap.
Great stuff. Things going on. Paul Younger, Wit, and Tony. Of course, they did Golden Girls, and that's the same font, oddly enough. Jimmy Bayo as Billy Tate. Diana Canova as Billy Crystal as Jody Dallas. It's a great name. Robert Guillaume as Benson. So this was literally Benson turned into, but I feel like they dropped, Richard Mulligan's the guy's name. But Benson, I feel like they got a little more serious. You know, Robert Urich as Peter the tennis player. Rod Roddy was the announcer, I didn't even know that. Rod Roddy is, of course, the famed Come On Down guy from The Price is Right. This is a murderer's row, as far as I'm concerned. Oh my God, that's amazing. And what a great shot this is. Richard Mulligan, of course, Empty Nest is a spin-off of The Golden Girls, but it didn't start with Richard Mulligan. It started with Paul Dooley and I believe Rita Moreno. The whole thing.
This is the story of two sisters. Jessica Tate.
She glows. She
And
glows
Mary Campbell.
every day. Isn't that amazing?
These are the Tates.
Robert Guillaume is feeling himself very
And
much.
these are the Campbells.
There's two families. Billy Crystal doesn't really
And
fit
this
in with the
is
family at all.
Soap.
You know? It is crazy to think he's playing this role in such a small, earnest role, and yet, good fighting scene. Richard Mulligan he's got a little bit of Ted Knight in him, you know? A little bit of early Patrick Duffy, almost.
All this and much more in future episodes of Soap.
It's fun. You want to see what you knew crazy things were going to happen, like a soap opera.
Soap is videotaped before a
It's
studio audience.
videotaped. It's not even filmed. That's how cheap they were. That's how little the budget was on Soap. It is weird how low Gordon Jump is in this. It is weird how low Katherine Hellman is. Doris Roberts is in this one. Oh my God. I really need to go back and watch. This has everyone in it that I wanted. How low Katherine Hellman is in the credits. Because when I think of Soap, I think of her, and she's clearly one of the stars. But she's like fifth down. It's a little ridiculous. I loved how the younger wits enjoyed this font so much that they kept it for the Golden Girls. And this is really a nucleus, I would say, of sitcoms. So many sprung off. Obviously, not that this is a spin-off, but Katherine Hellman would do Who's the Boss, and then you have Empty Nest,
This is
and
the
then you have
story of two
Benson,
sisters.
which of course
Jessica
had
Tate.
Seinfeld in it.
And Mary Campbell.
What's going to be different about this one? Because they open it.
These are the Tates.
You got your Gordon
And
Jumps.
these are the
You had a
Campbells.
good, and that was that thing like Norman Lear had
And
it
this
too,
is
where they had that sitcom empire, so they could have as many wonderful actors as they wanted in it, and then if they did well enough, they could spin off into their own thing. Is this the same fight? No, this is a different fight. Incredible. I wonder what went wrong with the first fight. Maybe somebody got hurt. Someone was being stiff, and they said, let's do it again. And this feels also Golden Girls, too. They kept this thing. Let's get the exterior night shot of the house over the opening credits.
is it?
These
sounds
questions
exactly
and
the
many
same.
others will be answered on the next
Incredible.
episode of So.
Let's see those great credits again. There's got to be some good guest stars in this.
Soap
It's
is
an okay
videotaped
song. It could
before
be a better
studio
song.
audience.
I'll say that. Wow, Billy Crystal really moved up there. Catherine Hellman's fourth down. Arthur Peterson. Is there a Doris Roberts in this? Here we go. Nora Denny. It's just one? That was it. A little bit of a letdown. Wow. You can't beat it's just such a wonderful idea. And these guys like this, and Norman Lear, and the Brooks, they had the rule of the roost. They could make as many shows as they wanted for some reason. Even when some of them were bombs, they could just keep going. I mean, to think this show wasn't a gigantic hit, but then to spin off Benson from it, you know? That's how powerful they were, that this show was okay in terms of success, and
This
still birthed
is the
spin-off.
story of two sisters, Jessica Tate and Mary Campbell.
I need to go watch Catherine Hellman's working backwards.
These are the
I
Tates.
think I get more and more excited. That's
These are
pre-Benson
Campbells.
or after Benson? So that's after
And this
Benson
is-
left?
So,
Yeah, Robert Guillaume was like, to hell with this. I'm the real star here as the one butler. Is this another fight? Totally different fight. Imagine doing three, another one of these? It's a little ridiculous. I'm not crazy about that. This is the town of Rich, but it feels very much Long Island-y. I've seen houses like this by my grandfather. Very Garden City. J.D. LeBeau. And who is this odd fellow? Riff Raff got into the bed. It's over. All right, let's see what the outro is. We're going to have some good... Yeah, it was a great...
These
Here we
questions
go.
and many others will be answered in the next episode of So.
You can hear the Rod Roddy in Rod Roddy's voice now. You can hear the Price is Right in his voice now. You know? That's what I love. Roscoe Lee Brown is in this. Can't beat it. That's who that was. Yeah. And I don't like this. I like the scrolling text better, the credits. Weren't they nicer? Easier? George Weiner. One of the most... Joe Mantegna is in this? You need to see this. I don't know what to tell you to say. Like, Joe Mantegna, George Weiner, who was in Fletch, who was Colonel Sanders in Spaceballs, one of the most underrated comedic actors ever. That guy was fantastic. I would say just watch this episode alone. You can't go wrong. Oh my God. So, I mean, again, this show was funnier when soap operas were a thing. Is that the last one? That's the last one. This show held up. I mean, it was held up on reference material. And if you don't have that reference material anymore, not that it's impossible to appreciate it, but like that informs the style. So sometimes if you go, this is a little boring or feels a little weird, well, it's parodying this thing. I don't know what to tell you. It's like watching The West Wing now and going, this feels very normal compared to how ridiculous politics are now. You know what I'm saying? Veep obviously would be a parody of current politics. I don't know what a parody of the soap. I don't know. Maybe some sort of Kroll show business publicity. Maybe that. But anyway, the important thing is Catherine Hellman looks great. Richard Mulligan looks great. And I love how they still, even when they're young and in their prime, feel like older people to me. Because I just watched them when I was younger. Except for Billy Crystal. Oh my God, he's so thin. Look at the hips on Billy Crystal, huh?